Hi everyone, I'm Shannon and welcome to today's video. So I am back with another best and worst staterooms on Royal Caribbean, and today we are covering the fifth and final ship in the Voyager class, and that is the Mariner of the Seas. The Mariner of the Seas was built in 2003, so she is 18 years old. She has 1,667 staterooms. There's 15 decks and 9 of them have cabins. So if you haven't been to any of these videos, what I do is I go to the website cruisestateroom.com. Cruisestateroom.com is a website where you can basically view every single deck plan on every single ship that imaginable. But the most important thing that they have is they have people submit pictures of whatever stateroom they had been in. So a lot of if you kind of scroll through, a lot of the staterooms have pictures or even video links to those staterooms, which is fantastic. It really helps when you're trying to decide maybe if this is the stateroom a little bit larger. It looks a little larger in the deck plan. Is it a little larger? That helps as well. And it just helps you kind of get a feel for what your stateroom is going to look like. So I've been using this website for over 10 years, and they were kind enough to let me use their website to make these videos. You do have to become a member to access the pictures, but it's a really, really great website and I highly recommend it. A couple things as far as when you're booking a stateroom, there's tons of videos on YouTube that you can take a look as far as things to avoid and things to do when booking your stateroom. A couple basics is if you think you might be seasick or you're prone to seasickness, then definitely get on a lower deck or midship. That's going to be the most stable. Definitely avoid being on deck 12 forward part of the ship, because if there's any sort of storm, that's where you're gonna really feel it. So keep that in mind. I've only been seasick twice, and it was when it was really, really stormy, like really, really bad weather. And, and I've been on parts of the ship where, you're really going to feel it. So seasickness, but some people are really prone to seasickness. So keep that in mind. Another thing is, they always say to kind of the deck below the pool deck can have a lot of noise when they're moving pool chairs, so like maybe late at night or early in the morning. I've been the deck below the pool and I've never really had an issue, but some people have had an issue. So again, something to consider if you are a light sleeper. If you're thinking about doing a promenade view interior, keep in mind that those are on deck 6, 7, and 8. Deck 6 tends to be the loudest because it's the closest to the floor of the promenade, which is on deck 5. So if you have young kids, keep in mind if there's a late night party on the promenade or a parade, that can get very loud. Deck 6 will be the loudest, so maybe book on deck 8. So some of the basic things to consider, some things that I always like to consider is, where am I going to be on the ship the most? Where is Adventure Ocean? I know I'm going to be taking my son and picking him up a lot at Adventure Ocean. So I want to be near that area, whether it's maybe I'm not on the same deck, but at least on the same vicinity. If it's in the back of the ship, I want to be towards the back of the ship. Where's Splash Away Bay or the kids area, like the kids splash area? I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time there on the ship. So again, that tends to be in the back of the ship. So we tend to like being on the back of the ship. However, if you're going to spend a lot of time in the spa or the solarium, those tend to be on the front of the ship. So maybe you want to be on the front of the ship. So it really depends on where you're going to be on the ship. And that I always like to try and book near the most, where I'm going to spend the most time. So keep that in mind. So there's some basics, everybody's different. And also, I tend to like to be in the back of the ship, but if there's a special cabin that's on the front of the ship, I might book on the front of the ship. Now, I can't mention Royal Caribbean without mentioning Royal Caribbean blog, obviously royalcaribbeanblog.com, and he also has a YouTube channel and a podcast. So that's Matt, very knowledgeable on Royal Caribbean, and he also does on his YouTube channel, he's a live Q&A every Monday night at 7:30. Super knowledgeable. he will answer as many questions as he possibly can. So if you have any questions, specific questions, I definitely would recommend heading out to his channel. I'll post a link to his channel below, and attending one of his Q&As and see if you can get one of your questions answered. Also, I highly recommend booking through a travel agent, especially a travel agent that specializes in Royal Caribbean. Not all travel agents or cruise travel agents specialize in all cruise lines. So get someone who's knowledgeable of Royal Caribbean, who's knowledgeable of the ships and the ins and outs. That will be very helpful as well. You don't save any money booking directly through the cruise line, but you might save some money booking through a travel agent. The cruise line pays the travel agent, but a lot of times you might get an onboard credit, and then a really good travel agent will monitor your rate and may save you some money. So recently we got an email from our travel agent for our upcoming cruise in January, and she said, hey, I just noticed that your rate went down $50 and your rate's now $50 less. So we haven't made final payment, so now we owe $50 less. Didn't have to do anything. I didn't even notice. She noticed for us. It was really great. I'm not a travel agent, so and this video is not sponsored, but I do highly recommend Touring Plans, their travel agency. That's who I personally use. I will post a link below to their travel agency. Royal Caribbean blog recommends MEI Travel. They work a lot with them. They're really great. And there's also a great Facebook group called Moms at Sea. I think it's Royal Caribbean's Moms at Sea. And the person that runs that group is a travel agent, and she does specialize in Royal Caribbean. And then especially with, family travel, moms, so that's really helpful. The group, you don't have to book through her to be a part of that group, but she is a travel agent as well. So if you don't have one and you're traveling with a family, maybe you want to check out that group. And then also there's two channels that I follow a lot, La Lita Loca and Dawn's Family's Vacations. They are great for all things cruise news, but they're also travel agents. So I will post the links to their channel and their agencies below. So kind of 5 agencies to choose from. And then, obviously there's a bunch out there as well. I highly recommend booking through a travel agent. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the staterooms that are on the Mariner of the Seas. Now, when I go over the deck plans, I don't spend a lot of time on the suite categories. One, there's just not a lot of options. So if there's only 4 in the category, there's not many rooms to choose from. Plus, if you're in a suite, you're in a suite. I mean, you're going to get a great stateroom. And then probably if you're like in the Royal Suite, you're probably not watching this video. So I do cover every category, but I do spend more time on the categories that have some unique, bang, a room that has a lot of bang for your buck. That's what I try to focus on. And so I will touch on the suites, but won't spend too much time. With that, there is one Royal Suite. It is 1,336 square feet with a balcony of 266 square feet, and it's on deck 10. There are 8 owner suites, category OS. They are on average 583 square feet with an 157 square foot balcony. They are all on deck 10. Then there are 4 Grand Suite 2 bedrooms, category GT. These are 574 square feet with a balcony of 232 square feet. These are all on the aft, and they are on decks 8 and 9. And then there are 22 Grand Suites category GS 1 bedroom. So Grand Suite 1 bedroom. These staterooms run on average 401 square feet with a balcony of 104 square feet, and they are all on deck 10. Then we have the Junior Suites, categories J3 and J4. There's 82 of them. These staterooms on average are 264 square feet with a 75 square foot balcony, decks 6, 7, 9, 10, and 11. And then there are 2 Panoramic Suites, category VP. These suites do not have balconies. They are panoramic view, so they have floor to ceiling windows, but no balcony. And they are on 406 square feet, and they are both on deck 12. Moving on to the balconies, we have the Spacious Balcony category. There are 362 of them, categories CB, 1B, 2B, 3B, and 4B. These staterooms are on average 199 square feet. Balconies are 65 square feet, and they are on decks 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Next is the balcony category, 276 of them. They are on decks 1, I'm sorry, they are 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, and 5D. They are on decks 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And these staterooms run on average 184 square feet with a balcony of 50 square feet. Then you have the ultra spacious Oceanview. There's only 8 of them, and these used to be the family Oceanview staterooms. These are special staterooms because they sleep up to 6. And they have a regular bed, the pull-out sofa, and then they all have 2 bunk beds. So I'll probably show you some pictures on the website in a minute. This is category 1K, and they are on decks 6, 7, 8, and 9, and they on average 293 square feet. Then we have the Panoramic Oceanview. There's 36 of them. This is category 1L. These staterooms are about 191 square feet, and they are all on deck 12. Then we have the Spacious Oceanview staterooms. There are 20 of them, categories 3M and 4M. They are 175 square feet, and they are on decks 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we have the Oceanview staterooms, 162 of them, categories 1N, 2N, 3N, and 4N. They are 160 square feet, and they are on decks 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9. And then moving on to the interior staterooms, we have the Promenade View interior. These are on decks 6, 7, and 8. They are 160 square feet, and this is categories 2T and CP. And then finally, the largest category is the interior view category. There are 514 of them. 2W, 1V, 2V, 3V, and 4V. These staterooms are 150 square feet, and they are on decks 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that are all the categories on the Mariner of the Seas. Now let's head over to cruisestateroom.com where I can give you my best and worst recommendations on the ship. Okay, so here we are on cruisestateroom.com, and we're going to look down here, and as you can see, it's all cruise ships pretty much imaginable, and they're alphabetical order. So we'll just click here on Mariner of the Seas. Now you do need to be a member to access the photos on this website, but just to keep that in mind. Now we're gonna go start with the Royal Suite, and we're gonna start with all the suites, just kind of touch on them very briefly. Royal Suite RS sleeps up to 4, 1 stateroom, 1,336 square feet, balconies 266 square feet, and it's right here on the hump. Stateroom 1620. I'm sure it's amazing. Moving on, we have the owner suite, category OS, sleeps up to 4. There's 8 of these staterooms, 583 square feet. Balcony is 157 square feet. And if you look down, there's 8 right here, all center ship on deck 10. 3 on one side, 5 on the other. The best in this stateroom category, I would say, is 1314 and 1320. Obviously, they're parallel to the Royal Suite, but I think you can't go wrong with any of these 8. Moving on, we have the Grand Suite 2-bedroom. This used to be known as the Royal Family Suite. It sleeps up to 8. There's 4 of these staterooms. They're all on the aft. They are 574 square feet with a balcony of 232 square feet. And we're going to start with deck 8, and you'll see here they are on the aft right here, so 8394. And we'll take a look at the stateroom, and let's see, there's the balcony. So as you can see, it is an obstructed balcony. It doesn't seem like there's that many pictures on this stateroom. And then here, doesn't look like there's any of the balcony. So if you wanted to see, there's probably a video here as well. Let's go up to deck 9. And deck 9, it's going to be pretty much the same view, probably a little bit less obstructed because it's just a little higher. So we'll see here, there's the bathroom. I believe that's the second bathroom. There's the other bathroom. This is going to be the second bedroom. And that's the only picture of the balcony was the one we already saw. So let's take a look at 96 and 94. And here's some more pictures. Let's see if we could take a look at the balcony. So here, see, as you can see, it's a little bit less obstructive, but the rooms are going to be very comparable. So I don't think you're going to have much of a difference between the 4 staterooms. I personally would try to get on deck 9. And then obviously 8 would be fine as well, but I would just try to get on deck 9 to be a little bit higher. Moving on, we're going to go down to the Grand Suite 1-bedroom. There's 22 of these staterooms. They are all on deck 10. It's this hot pink color. And here, it's all of these. I think I would try to get $1,598, $1,298, and one of these. I would just try to get as close to the hump. These aren't bad. $1,548, $1,248 are great too because they're close to the elevator. But personally, I would prefer to be more closer to the hump in the Grand Suite category. Now we've come to the Junior Suite category, category J3, J4. These sleep up to 4. There's 82 of these staterooms. They are 264 square feet with a balcony of 75 square feet. They're on deck 6, 7, 9, 10, and 11. So I'm going to start with the 10 staterooms that are on the aft to kind of compare. So we have the first ones, the 4 on deck 6. We have 6692. Not much of a picture here, but the balconies are a little bit bigger. They're going to be a little bit longer in length, but as you can see, it's on the same level as this. So you're going to have to kind of look over this to see the ocean. Not a problem. Still very nice. I will tell you, if you have, little ones, this is just going to feel definitely a lot safer. But let's see if we have any pictures here. Yes, there's quite a bit of pictures. So obviously a beautiful stateroom here. And let's take a look at the balcony. So there's a nice picture of the balcony. Let's see if we can get some more pictures of the balcony. So as you can see, it's a really nice size balcony as well. So those are probably my least favorite on the aft. I really enjoy being on the aft, but those would be my least favorite. Moving up to deck 7. These would be a little bit better just because they're a little bit higher, and we'll see here on the balcony. Balcony's probably about the same size, but you're not going to be on the same level as that, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but let's see. Yeah, see there, you can see you're just a little higher, so it's easier to see the ocean. Now that's deck 7. And I think the best ones, if you wanted to aft, is 1694 or 1394. My husband and I, my son and I stayed in the equivalent on the Freedom of the Seas, and we really loved it. It was really great to be on this aft. The balcony was a really good size, lengthwise. It was really, really nice. We really enjoyed it. So really great stateroom. And the balcony was just a really great size, very comfortable. I liked it because it was shaded. Some people may not like that, but I liked that it had a shade. So it was really great. I really enjoy that. So of the 10 aft staterooms, I would recommend trying to get on deck 10. Now moving on, we're going to go back to deck 9 and look at the others. So there was on deck 6 and 7, the only junior suites are on the aft. So we're going back to deck 9. Now deck 9 is if you don't want to be on the aft and you want to be more central, then deck 9 is probably where you want to be. You have 9618, 9318. You're going to be right on the hump. Very, very centrally located on the ship. So let's see. I don't think there's any pictures of the balcony here, but a really nice size stateroom and very centrally located. You can go here, moving up a little forward. If you wanted to be more forward, you can go here, but I think you would probably want the best staterooms would be in this area over here. Moving up to deck 10, they're kind of spaced out. There's a couple forward, and then you have obviously some handicapped accessible right here. And then you have some that are more on the aft. So if you want to be more central, you want to be near the other suites, then 1636, 1336 are still very central, even though they're not right on the hump. And then deck 11. So deck 11 is where I think there's some special ones. And it's these 4 here. And I think 1106 would probably be the best in this category. Very centrally, it's a fairly new stateroom, and it's got a really nice size balcony. There we go. So it's right next to the solarium. So if you are going to be spending a lot of time in the solarium, this would be very, very convenient. So You have the solarium right here. And then obviously if you are one that likes to work out, you can go right over to the gym. Very, very convenient. So I think this is a really great location. Obviously, I think of the best one would be 1106. So now if you have kids, then maybe you don't want to be here because the solarium is an adult only area. So maybe this would not be the greatest location. But you know, it just depends on your situation. So I think these are really, really great staterooms. And then my personal choice would be the 2 on the aft on deck 10. The last in our suite category is the Panoramic Suite, category VP. Sleeps up to 4. There's 2 of these staterooms and they are 406 square feet and they are all the way forward on deck 12, right near the spa. And you'll see there the green ones right here, 1854, 1805. These sleep, and actually it says it sleeps up to 4, but they actually sleep up to 6. And I guess they have it wrong here, but we'll take a look. They do have the bunk beds, so that makes sense that they sleep up to 6. The one thing to note is they do not have a bathtub. The bathrooms are the regular standard shower. However, you have a lot of space. So you got a lot of space there, floor to ceiling windows. You have the TV. I believe that TV is one TV and it just turns around. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I believe. Yes, so you can see there's no TV on this side. So it just turns around so you can watch it on either side. But it's a beautiful stateroom. Very, very large. Just keep in mind, if you have little ones that need a bathtub, you're not going to get it in this suite. And obviously, you're not going to get a balcony. But amazing, amazing stateroom. 1854, 1804. Fantastic. Now we're moving on to the balcony category. We are going to start with the Spacious Balcony, CB, 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B. And I'm going to cover all of them. The best ones, in my opinion, are on deck 10. So I'm going to go by deck by deck. We're going to start on deck 6. They're on 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you'll see they are the ones that are the light blue. This mustard colored is the connecting. Now, some might be connecting. You can see these are connecting, but they're 3B, 4B. So these are just categorized as connecting. Just keep that in mind. And then you'll see these hot pink are the 1B, 2B. These are obviously handicapped accessible. And a lot of this is going to depend on where you want to be. Obviously, my preference would always be towards the hump. And if you're not directly on the hump, because this category does not have that, then you would want to be towards the back. That's my preference. Now, if you are adult only vacation, you're going to spend a lot of time in the spa, the solarium, then maybe you want to be more forward, and these staterooms are here. So this is really all about location. Obviously, there's a couple 1B, 2B, so nothing special about these staterooms. Moving on to deck 7, going to be very similar locations. There we go. We have 2 of the 1B, 2B. Obviously, it's right next to the elevator and staircase. Moving down, we have obviously some more handicapped accessible. And then we have the other ones back here. Moving on to deck 8. Same thing. We have a couple here in the back. So the aft, obviously the 1B, 2B are going to be more central located. And then we have some CB right here. And then we're going to have the other ones in the front. And moving on to deck 9. Same thing right here. 3B and 4B towards the front of the ship. And then we have the 1B, 2B are going to be centrally located here throughout deck 9. So if you wanted to be on the hump, this would be the category you would need to make sure you book 1B, 2B and try to get these 9620, 9622, 9320, 9322. Obviously going to keep you very, very central. These would also 10 and 12 would also be fantastic. And then, moving down here. So again, it's just all about location and really what the price difference is between 3B, 4B, and 1B and 2B. Now moving up to deck 10. So we'll start at the front and move back. So obviously we have some 3B, 4B in the front. Not my personal preference. A couple here, CB right here. A couple 1B, 2B in between some of the grand suites. and you have 1610, 1310. Now these are probably held to see if the person in this stateroom wants it, and if they don't, then they'll probably release it. Keep that in mind. And then you have some back here. Best staterooms in this category, in my opinion, are under the 3B, 4B category and are on the aft. And it's going to be 1688 and 1388. These rooms are the size of a junior suite, and except they have a pole. They have a pole in the middle of the stateroom. It's been dubbed the stripper pole room, but it does give you a lot of extra space, which is very, very nice. This is obviously a lot bigger than the standard spacious balcony stateroom. There you go. And then the balcony is going to be a good size right on the corner. So I think these balconies are fantastic. The room is larger. We stayed in a similar stateroom on the Liberty of the Seas, and we absolutely loved it. So to me, these are the most bang for your buck. You're getting that extra space. Now, you're not getting the bathroom of a junior suite, but you are getting the space of one. Second to that would be the other four on the aft. You're not going to get as much space in the stateroom. The stateroom is going to be standard, but you are going to get an extra large balcony on the aft, which I think is fantastic. So those 6 are my best in this category, with 1688 and 1388 being the best. Now we're moving on to the balcony category, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. We're going to start with 5D. 5D is on deck 6, 7, and 8. They're all on the aft. So, and these honestly, I think are fantastic staterooms, and they usually are a little bit less than the other ones. So we're going to start on deck 6, 6688, 6388 are the best in this on that deck. Obviously you have a little porthole here with a little division there, but you're going to have a nice size balcony. There is the stateroom. It's an older picture, but it hasn't changed too much. So it's a really nice corner balcony. And let's see if we have any other pictures. So no other pictures there, but I think these are really great staterooms. Obviously you are going to be on the same level as this, whatever this is. But it is, and also it is obstructive, but I love the aft. The obstruction has never bothered me. Going up to deck 8, these I think are also great. 8690, 8390. Here is now you will have a door and not a sliding glass door. You'll have a regular door, but you're going to have a really nice size corner balcony. And there you go. You have a nice table and chairs and even a lounger corner. And you obviously, while the direct lined sight to the aft has an obstruction, to the side will not. So a really great stateroom. I think the ones inside as well are good. They're going to have longer longer balconies. So the balconies will be longer, as you can see, just not as large as the ones on the corner. But the best staterooms in this category are 7688, 7388. The actual stateroom is the same size. However, the balcony is enormous. We stayed in a similar stateroom on the Freedom, and the balcony was incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. We just loved it. It was just so much nice. It was so nice to have all that extra space on the balcony. So the best staterooms in category 5D are by far 7688, 7388. And then I would go with the 2 corners on deck 8 and then the 2 corners on deck 6. Next up is 3D and 4D. They are on deck 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the best ones are on deck 9. So I'm just going to go through the other decks really fast. Deck 7, there's only one right here, 7544, right near the elevator and staircase toward the front of the ship. Deck 8, same thing. There's 2 right near the staircase and the elevator. And deck 10, same thing, 2 in the forward part of the ship. And this one connects to this spacious balcony. So that's available as well. But the best ones in this category are on deck 9. Let's look. There's 4 in the forward part of the ship near the staircase. And then when you go to the back, there's 4 on the aft. So you have 9690, 9390. Those are going to be the best bets. As you can see, there is a door and then a porthole. And then you will have a nice corner balcony. So here is a look at the corner balcony. Very, very nice. Really nice size. Obviously, again, you'll have that porthole in the door, but a really nice size balcony. And after those two, I would say the next second best would be 96, 92, and 93, 92. While the balcony won't be as large, you will have an extended balcony, so it will be a little larger. So my best bet in the 3D, 4D category are these 4 on the aft on deck 9. Let's say you don't want to be on the aft and you just want to be on the hump. Then you want to book 1D or 2D. Decks, it's on deck 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to start on deck 6. And it's really about location. You have all the way on the hump here, and then forward between the 2 stairwells. So you're very, very centrally located. Deck 7 is going to be very, very similar. There you have it, the turquoise, moving down all on the staterooms on the hump. And then going to deck 8, same thing, all of them on the hump and in between the staircases. So I think that if it were for me, and I was booking this category, I would probably want to be on the hump. And if there was no staterooms on deck 8, I would probably go down to deck 7 or even 6 to stay on the hump rather than move in between the stairwells. I would prefer to be on the hump personally. But again, this is just personal preference. And this is all about location. So 1D, 2D is really about, the best location you can get. To the Oceanview staterooms, we are now at 1K Ultra Spacious Oceanview. This used to be known as the Family Oceanview. Sleeps up to 6. There's 8 staterooms. These staterooms are 293 square feet, and they are on deck 6, 7, 8, and 9. The best ones, in my opinion, are on deck 8. So we're going to start on deck 6. There's 2 on each of these decks, and they're all forward. So they're all the way forward. You have 6,200, 6,500. There's no pictures here, but there are pictures for the sister ships of the Mariner of the Seas. So you can just take a look at any of those ships. It's going to be very, very similar. Moving on to deck 7, you have 7,200, 7,500. There you have the 2 bunk beds. So these ultra spacious suites have these 2 bunk beds. And here you take a look at the stateroom. As you can see, it is considerably larger. We're going to skip deck 8 and go straight to deck 9. So you have 9,200, 9,500. These, I think, are the second best after the ones on deck 8. As you can see, very nice size stateroom. This is a recent picture. This is from 2020. So it is a recent picture. And here is a picture of the 2 bunk beds. Let's move down now to deck 8 and why deck 8 is the best. As you can see, it is lengthwise and it's going to give you extra space. 8,200 is by far the best stateroom in this category. I mean, look, he looks very, very happy. We have the 2 bunk beds. And we'll see here, this is the bunk beds on this side, and on the other side will be the bedroom. This master bedroom. So you have like basically a split floor plan, which is really nice. So let's take a look here. Let's see. I don't know if we have any good pictures to show the length. So yes, there's the master bedroom on this side. So when looking at the stateroom, the master bedroom would be here. The bunk beds would be on this side, which gives you just a little bit of privacy as a parent if you have little ones or teenagers. And then 8,500 would be the next best. I'm not going to watch the video. There's no pictures, but it's a little smaller, but it has the same layout lengthwise. So this would be the second best. I would try to get 8,200 if you could. And if not, get 8,500. After that, I would try to go to deck 9. If those aren't available, then deck 7, then deck 6. But I think any of these are great staterooms. I just think the layout on deck 8 is the best. Next up is the Panoramic Oceanview category 1L. This one has 36 staterooms. They sleep up to 4. 191 square feet, and they are all on deck 12 because they're all forward. And the best one, as you can see, there's a lot of them around here. This is great. It's one deck up from the solarium, just on the same level as the spa. The best staterooms in this category is 1864 and 1814. Now, 1814 is usually handicapped accessible in the sister ships. It doesn't look like it's a handicapped accessible here on the Mariner, but I would just double check that. If not, that's great because that would give us two really great suites or great extra. They're not suites, they're just Panoramic Oceanview. Really great stateroom. Obviously, it's a corner. You could watch this video here. It's a corner room, so it's going to be considerably larger than 191 square feet than the other one. So those two are by far the best. After that, I would go for 1852 or 1802. You can basically look like you're driving the ship. And my understanding from my travel agent is that kids really love this stateroom because it gives you you can feel like feel like they're driving the ship. As far as the other ones, I would just try, if those aren't available, those 4 staterooms are available, then I would just try to get as close to the front as possible. So and I will say, everyone that I've known that has been in one of these staterooms has loved it. They absolutely love the Panoramic Oceanview stateroom. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of these. Moving on to the Spacious Oceanview stateroom, 3M, 4M. There's sleep up to 4. There's 20 of these, and they are 175 square feet. Deck 6, 7, 8, and 9. The best one, in my opinion, are on deck 9. So we're going to start with deck 6, and there's 4 back here. I think that's fine. They're going to give you a little extra room. There's no pictures, but I would prefer, there's 2 in the front. They're great. I think they're fine. Nothing to write home about. Deck 7, I believe those are all going to be in the back. Yes, there's 4 in the back. And as you can see, here is a good picture. It's a good size room, and it's going to give you a little bit of extra room than the standard Oceanview stateroom. Going to deck 8. Let's see here. They are all the way in the front, 2 here. Again, nothing to write home about. The best ones in the stateroom are going to be on deck 9. And my personal preference would be these 4 here. You have 9504, 9502, 9202, and 9204. Personally, I would prefer to get the ones on the corner. That's probably just a personal preference. You can kind of see here the window and the extra room on the side. And here's some pictures of the actual stateroom. So it is a smaller stateroom. It's 175 square feet, but this looks to be just a tad bit larger than 175 square feet. And when you're talking about that size, every little square foot is going to help. And then after those 4, then I would try to get 9518 or 9218, and then 9516 or 9216. I think that's going to be the best in this stateroom. I'm not going to watch the video, but here you can see it's got a little bit of extra room there. So I think those are the best bets on the Spacious Oceanview stateroom. Now moving on to the regular Oceanview, categories 1N, 2N, 3N, 4N. These sleep up to 4, 162 staterooms, and they are 160 square feet. They're on decks 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9. The best, in my opinion, are going to be on deck 7, so we'll save those for last. 1N and 2N are going to be the most centrally located, but they're also on the lower decks. If you are concerned about seasickness, then you may want to book category 1N and 2N and stay on the lower decks. But let's take a look here. So we'll go down. Now, one thing to note with decks 2 and 3 is that you cannot walk across. So if you are in stateroom 2578, 2278, and you want to go to the solarium, you can't walk across. You have to walk all the way to this elevator and staircase to go up and then walk back. So you're going to be backtracking a lot. So my recommendation is try and book close to. Being on this side is not going to be an issue because you're always going to be walking that way. But just try and stay, I wouldn't go past maybe 2310 or even 2308 and not go past further than that, because otherwise you're going to be backtracking quite a bit if you need to walk to the forward part of the ship.
Same thing with this portion. I would probably not go past 2256 if you were on this side of the ship. Moving up to deck 3, same thing. Now these aren't as bad. I would say again, 3258. Try and stay just to be closer to the elevator and staircase. Same thing, you're not going to be able to walk across. This side is not going to be as bad. You're going to have a little, it's not as long. So obviously Studio B, it's not going to be as long. But just something to consider when you are booking an ocean view if you book on the decks 2 or 3. Going up to deck 6. Let's see here. They're going to be on the forward portion of the ship. I think on deck 6, you have 6508 and 6208 are really great staterooms right on the corners. The corners tend to have a little bit of extra room. And as you can see, it has the sofa right there. So it's a really good size ocean view stateroom. And let's see, let's take a look at 6204. Again, a good size stateroom. And the forward part of the ship. Now we're going to go up to deck 9. Whoops. Let's go up to deck 9. And you have the 2 here. These, I don't think there's anything special about them. They're probably going to be pretty standard. And it's going to give you, yes, a little extra room on the other side by the window. The best in this category is going to be on deck 7. And it's these 7506 and 7206. Again, it's these corner odd shaped staterooms, makes them a little bit of extra. You got a lot of extra room right here. And, you know, when you're talking about 160 square feet, that's a good amount of extra space to walk around, especially if, you know, these rooms can sleep up to 4. So that could be a lot of extra space. So really nice. I think those are going to be the 2 best in this category. Next up, we have the Promenade View interior. So obviously we are now at the interior staterooms, and we have categories 2T and CP. CP are the connecting Promenade View interior staterooms. It doesn't mean that they're the only ones that connect. These are just categorized as connecting. There's 138 staterooms. They sleep up to 4, and they're 160 square feet. And they are all on decks 6, 7, and 8. And with these Promenade View interiors, they are between their viewing of overlook the promenade. So they're going to be between the 2 elevator banks. It's really about location. Personally, I would try to be on this side of the aisle, but I would try not to get on deck 6. So there's 6, deck 7 pretty much looks the same, and then deck 8. And the reason being is that deck 6 has been reported to be a little loud. So if there's a parade or a late night party, you're going to hear it more on deck 6 than you're going to hear it on deck 8. So even though I would try to be in the vicinity of these 10 staterooms right here, if let's say there was only 8553 available on deck 8, but on deck 6, there was 6611 was available, I would still choose the one on deck 8. It's better for me to be on deck 8 away from the noise than to be on deck 6 closer to the noise and better location. So I would choose to be on deck 8. So personally, I think for me, I would want to make sure I avoid any loud noises because I'm just a light sleeper. And now we're going to finish up with the final category, which is the interior staterooms. Categories 1V, 2V, 3V, 4V, and 2W. Now, 2W is the interior single. These are rooms for solo travelers. They are on deck 2. There's not many of them. They are on deck 2, and then the rest are on decks 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we're going to run through these very quickly. I think when you're booking an interior stateroom, you are probably not going to spend a lot of time in your stateroom. It's all about just getting on the ship. And you're probably, I think with the interior stateroom, you want to make sure you get the best location possible that works for you. Again, if you're going to be near the spa, the solarium, be in the forward part of the ship. If you have kids and you're going to be taking them to Adventure Ocean, spending a lot of time in the Windjammer, going to the pool deck, you're going to want to go on the back half of the ship. So looking at deck 2, this is where there's only 4 interior studios, single staterooms, 2W, and there's a good, picture. It's a small stateroom, but it's only for one person. And I love that some of these ships have these single staterooms for single travelers, because I think that's great. Next up is deck 3. And here we have some forward. Again, I would try just to be closer to, I would say, the middle and closer to the stairs. I would try to avoid these. It's not too bad, but again, you're not going to be able to walk across. You have to walk here, even if you wanted to go to the windjammer. And there's no interior on this side. Let's go up to deck 6. Now, again, deck 6, 7, and 8, there's not going to be any in the middle, because those are all going to be promenade staterooms. So here we have 3V, 4V, 1V, 2V are obviously a little bit better because they're centrally located literally in between the 2 staircases. And then the back portion of the ship, and then you have some in the front portion of the ship. Moving up to deck 7, you have some here in the front portion. These obviously are going to be more centrally located, so they're going to be just probably a little bit more expensive, not too much. Moving up to deck 8, same thing. So going to have very similar staterooms. And I think if you're going to be interior, just trying to get as centrally located as possible, because you're not going to have a window. So any movement of the ship, you're going to feel if you are too far forward or too far in the back. Moving up to deck 9. So there we have deck 9. Now, here we have the regular interior. These are 1V, 2V. These are going to be higher up. This is where the other promenades are. So these, I think, are great, very centrally located, and just a little higher up. Let's go to deck 10. There we go. So we have, so obviously the 3V, 4V towards the back and the front, just a couple. And then you have the 1V, 2V in the middle part of the ship. And then deck 11, there are 2 right here. Again, if you are, adults and you're going to be spending a lot of time in the solarium, fitness, spa, then these might be really great. Really great location. Very just close to, one, they're on the same deck as the pool deck, and it'd be very, very convenient to just walk out of your stateroom and go to the solarium every day. And it would be just very easy. If you want to go to the gym really fast, just kind of walk out and there you go. Very, very convenient. Obviously, you're on the same deck as the pool deck. I think all these 6 staterooms are so convenient if you're going to be spending a lot of time in this area.
And there you have it. Those are my best and worst recommendations on the Mariner of the Seas. As always, if you have been on the Mariner of the Seas and maybe I got something wrong, or maybe you have your own advice, you had a great stateroom, a bad stateroom, any feedback that you can give, please put it in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, I do try and answer questions as much as I can, as much to my knowledge. So definitely please leave comments below. I always appreciate that as well. And if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.